Alright, welcome back. We are gonna continue on our journey through this whole reveal to see what we've missed and to kind of break down what is gonna happen. And this episode is gonna be about the support gems, so let's get into it. Leave a like and comment and subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get into it. Here we go.
So let's talk about support gems. Path of Exile 2 has a system of support gems that can be combined with your active skills to dramatically change the way they work. If you find a support gem, then right-clicking it will open up this screen.
Wow, let's check it out then. We have added lightning, pin, poison chance, additional accuracy, mana leech, main, added chaos, calling strike, and something else. What do we have on the other one? We have chain, multiple projectiles, pierce, coursing current, main, elemental weapon elemental damage. Okay, mobility, neural overload. I wonder what that does. Overcharge. Mobility sounds cool too.
Here you will find a variety of recommended support
Oh. There's a bunch of them
gems
missing.
for each of your skills that you can pick between. For example, this is a multiple projectiles support gem and can be used to add
Supports projectile skills, making them fire an extra projectile. Also lowers attack and cast speed of supported skills, as well as lessening their damage. So 20% less damage, 2 additional projectiles, and 20% less cast and attack speed. Right. Okay.
multiple
That
projectiles
sounds
to
awesome.
any skill. Normally, when you fire a grenade, it'll look like this. But if we add multiple projectiles, then you get 3 of them. Once you have the gem, you can also freely move it between any of the skills on your character. If you want to have a multi-shot sniper rifle instead, then simply move the gem over to your high-velocity round
Oh,
skill.
that looks cool.
Generally speaking, if it sounds like a support gem should work with a skill, then it will work. So it's
Bro, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. Because if you're having a bunch of support skills and you can't like use them, it sounds like they would go together, but it doesn't, right? Like that would make no sense. Why, right? Like why not just open it up and let people just craft and create whatever they want? Like don't limit people. Let them just cook whatever they want, man. God damn, bro. They have been
a good idea to experiment. Note that you
busy.
can only have one of each support gem on your character, so you'll want to think carefully about which supports can be used best with each skill for maximum damage.
Oh,
Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations,
let's see. Added lightning, barrel, double barrel. Ooh. Double barrel multi-projectile grenade. Bro, we are talking now. Faster attacks, close combat, electrocute, elemental, we saw that one. Elemental focus, sounds cool. Lightning exposure, neural overload.
you should have a perfectly good time. But if you want to experiment a bit,
Ignition. Invisible critical. Wildfire. Frost fire. That sounds sick. Immolate. Okay.
more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can
Ooh. Ooh. Now we're talking. Holy fuck. Okay. Added fire. Ammo conversion. Added cold. Area of effect. Added lightning, ambush, bleed, break endurance, ooh, bursting plague, brutality, consecrated effect, chain, okay, conduction, corazon, T-freeze, double barrel, execute, energy barrier, nice. Expanse, eternal flame, encumbrance, faster attack, faster projectile, frost nexus, frozen vortex.
see the full list of supports that will work with your skill.
Gla- Glacian. Wow, I do not know how to say that. Hourglass. That sounds cool. Inspiration. Ice bite. Ignition. Innovate. Leverage. Ooh. Lasting shock. Okay. Lockdown. Lockdown. Huh. Okay. Life tap, life drain, multiple poison. Okay. Minion pack. Oh. Overpower. Pin. Okay. Poisonous chance, pierce, ruthless, slower projectiles, swift affliction, unbreakable, wind wave, withering touch. Oh my god, so
There are
much
hundreds
stuff.
of support gems to choose from.
Additional accuracy, auto reload. That sounds kind of awesome too. Armor explosion. Okay, blind. Break posture. So that would be like a shielded enemy, somebody who's holding a shield or something. Cold pen, close combat, coursing current. Sounds fucking cool too. Devastate. Oh, devastate. That's just a cool word for some reason. At least when we are talking about games, maybe not reality, but in the game, that sounds fairly cool. Exploit weakness, electrocute, exercise, fresh clip, fire pen, fiery death. I wonder if that's like you kill someone and they just explode in fire. That would be sick. Ferocity. That sounds insane. Knockback. We already did that one. Life leech. Momentum. Mana leech. More armor break. Potential.
And even we don't know the results of all the possible ways these can interact.
Ranged combat. Ricochet. The worst anti-cheat ever. Strip away. Strip away, okay. Shock siphon. Okay. Splinter. Tempestuous tempo. I don't know if I said that right. That's a word, okay? That's a fucking word right there. Wildfire. Added chaos. Biting frost. That sounds kind of insane. Crit damage. Culmination. Wonder what that is. Cold exposure, deep cuts, dazing. Is that like confusing them maybe? So they like attack each other? That would be kind of sick. Deadly poison, calling strike, enduring mana, enduring life. Excrete. I don't know if that's right. Fire exposure, frost fire. Frost fire, that just sounds insane. Fire mastery, fork. Heft, immolate, lightning exposure, mobility. I wonder what heft is.
Each
We
skill
can't
can have up
catch
to
the
5
last part.
supports socketed into it. And if you're clever, you can come up with some pretty interesting ideas.
They
Now,
can
all of
all
this is
have.
just scratching the surface. You can make frost vortexes, break people's armor, make minions explode, make skills repeat, make enemies set each other on fire, cull enemies, or pin them to the ground. Supports let you drastically change the behavior of your skills and create your own unique build, or at least follow someone's OP build guide.
Oh yeah,
So,
we're gonna be
speaking of
making some
builds, let's talk about one of the most
guides.
iconic Path of Exile systems.
Let's see the tree.
Passive skill tree.
Let's see it.
Yes, it's huge. There are
Thank
over
you.
1,500 nodes on there. Now, a lot of people open the tree.
1,500 nodes, brother. Damn. Now this looks crazy, right? Like you look at this and it looks intimidating as fuck. But when you think about it, basically every character is playing this exact skill tree. So it's one skill tree for all characters, but it's just this is depicting where you will start, right? So I guess if it's another character, you start here, another one will start here, but basically you can just go straight over here if there's something in that skill tree you really then in that skill area that you really want. So that makes for so much customization and combinations here, like that you can path wherever you want to in the skill tree.
And can get a little intimidated at first, but try not to be scared. There are lots of options, but at its core, it's pretty simple. Each level you get 1 point to put into the tree. Each class starts at a different location, but they all share the same tree.
Right.
Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way. But if you do happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to respec
I
any
just
node
now
class
saw
starts at a different
something
location,
that
but
I
they
did
all
not.
share the same tree.
Like
Around your section of the tree, you'll
this.
find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all...
Notice how they are white, so they are undetermined points.
all the starting nodes...
Any 5 attributes, so it's white, and you get to choose which exact attributes you want. Instead of having beforehand, it was like basically split into 3 sections. You had your strength section, you had your dex section, and you had your intelligence section. Now it's basically free to do however you like, so that makes for even more build diversity.
for your character in some way. But if you do happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold. Now, the tree...
I really hope the gold prices and stuff won't be as tedious as it is in Settlers League, because making gold is kind of it's a little bit rough.
is generally divided up into clusters which have similar themes. In each cluster you will find small nodes that give simple bonuses like increased damage, but the real power comes from notables. Notables normally have much more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using. For example,
I had to buy 5,000 alterations on the currency exchange. It cost me 127,000 gold, which is crazy.
in the Mercenary area of the tree, this one gives a 25% chance for crossbow skills to not consume a bolt. And here's one that gives grenades a chance to blow up a second time.
Oh, that's basically double damage.
This one gives a chance for projectiles to rebound off terrain, as
I
well
like
as giving you
that.
some pierce chance
Wow,
to
that's
make that
cool.
more likely.
That's kind of like the lightning strike when you like Vel lightning striking and it's like bouncing off the walls. Bro, that is so cool.
Note that even though this is in the Mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from all classes, so there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree. In order to get between these clusters, you will generally have to allocate nodes in the attribute highways. Attribute nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use, so it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need. You can change which attribute these nodes give you for half price at the respec vendor.
Oh!
In addition to notables, you will also find even larger passives called keystones. Keystones have both an upside and a downside, and often require changing your entire build to design around them. A great example is Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield...
You can wield a two-handed axe, mace, or sword in one hand, double attribute requirements of weapons.
two-hand weapons in a single hand, but doubles the attribute requirements of them. You can use a two-hand mace with a shield, or even dual wield them.
Ho 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 ho. I love this. This is straight up Diablo 2 Barbarian being able to dual wield two-handed weapons, but being the only class in the game that can do that. I like this.
Or how about Mind Over Matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana regen. Skills like these can be tough to build around, but if you're up for the challenge, they can be very rewarding. As we showed you earlier on the Sorceress, you can swap between weapons.
More critical and low life with chaos inoculation, so you have one life all time. Are you constantly just pushing?
Sets on the fly as you use
I like
certain
this.
skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you switch between weapon sets to take advantage of specific bonuses on the tree. For the Sorceress, you might want to change between fire and lightning specialization. Or you could switch between one-hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block boss attacks while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace. Or perhaps you could have a full curse setup on your witch to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, this is brilliant.
If you want to stick with just one weapon set, you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like, but creative players will find plenty of opportunities with this system. You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests. For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book. There are lots of other permanent boosts available from the campaign too. On the map you can see icons that indicate the many optional encounters you can find. Some of them have permanent
King in the
boosts,
Mist,
and others have powerful items. If you're having trouble getting past a boss, it might be a good idea to explore and see what you can find. For example, if you defeat Blackjaw the Remnant, you'll gain a permanent increase to fire resistance.
Oh, that's
cool. One of the most important finds are spirit bonuses. You can find the first one here in the canopy in Act 1. Defeat the boss in this area
like a
to acquire
ritual.
a permanent addition of spirit. The permanent
It
buffs
is
you
a
gain from
ritual.
Spirit are very powerful, and every class will find a use for them. So make sure you hunt down these upgrades. There's one in
That
each
is so
act.
cool.
Now we haven't even talked about the most important element of character progression, items. That's why we're all here, right? Items in Path of Exile can be broken down into 4 rarity groups: normal, magic, rare, and unique.
Let's see it then. 215 accuracy rating plus 1 all projectile skills. Okay. Increased physical damage, adds lightning damage, accuracy. Grants 3 life per enemy hit, grants 3 mana per enemy killed, and 15% light radius. And what do we have over here? 100% attack speed, 17 dex, 94% arrow speed, 40% less attack damage. Oh, okay. Okay.
One of the things you're going to want to do as you play through the campaign is upgrade the items you find, and you can do that with currency items. An Orb of Transmutation will allow you to upgrade a normal item to a magic item with 1 mod. You can then apply an Orb of Augmentation to add a second mod, then use a Regal Orb to add a third mod, and upgrade it to a rare. Finally, you can use some Exalted Orbs to add more mods to your rare to a total of 6 mods.
Nice.
One of the things we think is really important is to make these options available to use as you play. All the items that add mods are much more common than they were in Path of Exile 1, so that you can use them throughout your campaign playthrough.
Hell yeah!
We want you to find things on the ground that can be crafted into upgrades much more frequently. As well as making the drop rates on these items much more common, you can also get them by disenchanting unwanted gear at the magic item vendor. If you disenchant magic items, you can build up to an Orb of Transmutation, and by disenchanting rares, you can build up to Regal Orbs.
Hell yeah.
Another important area of crafting items in PoE 2 is sockets. Some items you find will have sockets that can have Ezomite runes placed in them that add more mods to the item. If I insert this glacial rune into my helmet, it will give extra cold resistance.
Oh, material weapon, martial weapons adds 6 to 10 cold damage. Armor adds plus 12 to cold resist. Wow, that's cool as fuck. They stack in a stack of 40 too. Holy. I like that.
This is a great way to solve problems that you have with your build, like resistances or damage. If you find socketed items that you don't have a use for, you can take them to the salvage bench in town to work towards an Artificer's Orb. This will allow you to add sockets to your existing items.
Add a socket.
Body armors and 2-hand weapons can have up to 2 sockets, while the rest of your armor and 1-hand weapons can only have 1 socket. You can also salvage items with quality to create items like armor scraps or whetstones. These will allow you to increase the quality of your items for an up to 20% boost. If you don't want to disenchant or salvage your items, you can always sell them for gold. Gold can be used to buy items from vendors, and we've tried to do a lot to make sure that the items they have for sale are actually useful.
Oh,
Every time you
yeah.
level up, they get more stock, so make sure to check back often. Other vendors offer a gamble. Pay a flat amount of gold and you'll get a random item of a specific type. This could be a great way to improve your gear, if you're lucky. Gold is also used to respec your passive skills. Take advantage of this system to experiment with your tree and rework it as required. The other thing you might want to use gold for is the currency exchange. This allows you to exchange currency items with other players on an open market, in exchange for a small gold fee. Now, all items in Path of Exile are freely tradable, We never bind anything to your character, except gold.
Fair enough, that makes total sense.
Now, most gear in Path of XL2 is randomly generated, but there's another type that isn't. Uniques. They are especially rare, each with a handcrafted set of unusual mods which can dramatically...
124 evasion rating, 11 dex, 14 lightning res, gain up to 40% increased movement speed at random when hit until hit again. Oh. Damn. That is cool.
Change a character's build. They're not just better rare items, they can do much stranger things that can fundamentally change your character. Corpse
10 movement speed, increase armor, 9 to strength, trigger, decompose skill on step.
Wade will make any corpses you run through explode into clouds of poison.
Oh.
The Sands of Silk is a body armor that changes your dodge roll into a blink, morphing you into sand as you teleport past your foes. And of course, some uniques are just pure hits of dopamine, like Quill Rain, which just turns your bow attacks into full auto by doubling your attack speed. Each unique is something that you can build your character around. We try to make sure that most unique items have a potential use at endgame, even if you find them early on. And as you can see, every single unique item comes with custom art to match. The last character progression system that you can do during the campaign is a...
We'll call it here, and then I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good time.